way, there's been a lot of misconceptions about China. Many people do not understand China. And I stumbled upon this quote, and I want to share it with you. When it comes to China, there are two types of foreigners. Those that dislike China and those that have been to China. Now, I'll say that this quote, I believe, it's not 100% accurate, but I do believe there is some truth into this. Okay? Some of the people that dislike China the most, that really even hate China, have never spent much time in the country at all. They've done very little to actually research about China or try to get to know it. And unfortunately, our world and the Western media is filled with so many misconceptions and stereotypes and just flat out biased reporting. Now, there was a point where I've become so frustrated with this that I wanted to actually make my voice be heard. This has become a passion for me because my wife is Chinese. We have 3 beautiful mixed-race children. I am forever going to be connected to China. And I want more people to really know the truth about this amazing country. Now, when we start talking specifically about China, there's actually a 3-step process on how many Western governments and how many Westerners in general are viewing China. And let me explain that to you. The first step is that China is communist. Okay, this is something that all of us know. But the word communist or communism is a word that is feared very much in Western society. Now, again, I'm from America. And when you say communism, many people automatically think that it is one of the worst things in the world. For instance, when they think of communism, they think totalitarian dictator. Okay? They think of a people that are completely repressed, have absolutely no human rights, no personal freedom, completely cut off from the outside world. This is what people are thinking of when they hear the word communism. But the country that I've just described is not China. Maybe you're thinking of North Korea. And unfortunately, this is what happens for China, is that they often get lumped in with the same boat as North Korea. Now, North Korea is exactly what I've just described. There's not personal freedoms. You don't see North Korean expats. You don't see North Korean tourists. North Koreans cannot leave their country. They are cut off from the outside world. There is one person that is dominating everything that happens in that country. That's North Korea. Yes, that's a form of communism, but that doesn't mean every single communist country is like that. But that's a hard concept for people to understand. So the second point is that many people assume that communist is evil. And again, this is one of the things as an American that I grow up hearing. As an American, I'm a product of the American school system. Again, we are always taught that democracy is king. Democracy is the most important value, and it's something that everybody in this world should have. But the reality is when you've traveled around the world, as I've been very fortunate to do, you start to realize that the world is too unique and too diverse for only one type of government to exist. It doesn't make sense that only democracy is the only way forward. It simply can't be. But unfortunately, we know this 3-step process. Look at this 3-step process. The first is China is communist. Number 2 is communist is evil. So it's very simple what point number 3 is. And that is, of course, that China is evil. And unfortunately, this is what many people believe. And again, this is what Western media says. This is what Western media says, is that China is the greatest threat in the world right now. China is trying to take over America. China, China, China. China is always in our spotlight. And unfortunately, so many people are quick to judge China without ever really understanding anything about it.